Yesterday, I was tagged in the Case for Humankind tag by Sailing Through Books. And the prompt there is if you were an ambassador to some alien civilization and you had to make the case for humankind, what would you show them to make the case that they don't annihilate the human race? So, in terms of the book that to me feels like the most ambitious and the most capacious and inclusive and sprawling in a way that I find really inspiring and revealing about human nature and the human experience is Victor Hugo's Les Miserables. I think there's no limit to his ambition in the book. I think his writing is incredible and reaches to really transcendent and sublime heights. He's interested in sort of the filth, the day to day, the mundane, the grotesque elements of human experience. He's interested in this sort of violent, bloody conflicts in the direction of liberty, in the direction of progress. He's interested in this sort of human project of improvement and the mess and the traumas and the difficulties and death that happen along the way to that. He's interested in putting attention to human misery and poverty, and he's really focused on questions of injustice and cruelty and why things are the way they are and what would it take to make things better. Unfortunately, I'm very pessimistic that a book like this could work. If the aliens are anything like human beings, I imagine um, it'll have little purchase when it comes to the decision-making process. All oppressed civilizations have their poetry and their art. All the civilizations of people who are bombed and starved and occupied and oppressed in every which way. They make beautiful art. They do. They have beautiful poetry. Um, and in general, the oppressors might be unaware or oblivious, but of course, from what I know about human beings, it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. I think the book maybe that would be most important for me to share in this kind of a context would be the great, great piece of literature, Horton Hears a Who by Dr. Seuss, which I think captures so much just about the experience of humanizing versus dehumanizing, where you have this character Horton who just says, a person is a person no matter how small, and that's his mantra. He lives by that message. You have to protect the children. You have to protect people. You have to protect these creatures that can suffer. And the rest of the people that he surrounds himself with are just totally oblivious. They don't care. They don't see it. It's not in their social media feed. It's not in their information bubble. It's just out of sight, out of mind, and they just have no reason to care. And ultimately, I think I'm not the person to advocate for humankind. I feel like I have no standing. I think the only person who should make that case, the people, the populations of people, the groups of people that should make the case, the people that should be polled or should be weighed, are the people who have it hard. You know, Not me. Ask the people who are on the receiving end of uh, all sorts of varieties of human misery. The impoverished, the poor, um, those who are occupied, those who are being bombed, those who are suffering in every which way, who are hungry, who live in privation, and ask them, and the answers would probably be varied and complex. I'm sure that in some cases there's levels of suffering that can be reached where there might be a desire to give up on the whole project. But I think often what you find if you look, and I think the project of life and the project of politics is to look. I think often what you find is a deep love, a deep passion for life, and a deep passion for fighting and continuing the struggle in the direction of liberty, in the direction of liberation. And so I think that you can make a great case. I think that population of people might make a great case, for the human race to survive. But I don't think I'm the one to make that case. So I guess that would be my answer to the prompt, the case for humankind from Sailing Through Books. Thank you for tagging me.